I just want to make a video, I just want to take a quick, I don't know about quick, just about atheists in general. I find it bizarre. They are just bizarre people. They want to believe in nothingness, that there is no meaning. And not only do they don't have a good explanation or origin story, and not only do they not have a good origin story that makes scientific sense, they say the origin of things just doesn't matter. And the pursuit of meaning doesn't matter. And if you disagree with that, then they get extremely emotional. They tell you that you're promoting misinformation, which is a very liberal thing. It's a communist thing. No, not only are they right, but we had to shut down anybody who disagrees with them. You're seeing this obviously in the States with the big tech industries, and the big, the big mainstream news sites say anybody who has an alternative opinion, therefore, is promoting misinformation. It's a way to shut down the conversation. Not only should the only opinion that's valid is theirs, and anybody who has a different opinion has to be shut down. But what's strange is with the atheists is they don't really have an opinion. They just don't want to think about it. They think that life, that any search for meaning is ultimately incorrect, and nor should you think of it. And ultimately, any sort of religion or journey for meaning is wrong. It's a bizarre, and yet they live in Western society, the society that created this ethos, that's created this philosophy, that created basically everything. They created the universities. The universities were really the search for knowledge of how to understand the world that was created made by the Creator. Most universities initially were Catholic. Now it's this new religion of, I want to say, wokeism / liberalism. It's the meanings and names are kind of meaningless because they change daily. And it's this new form of ideas that androgynous, people are interchangeable. There's no differences in people, that we're exactly the same. Men can be women, women can be men. We're all interchangeable. There's nothing special or unique about us. Yet they believe in science, which is hilarious. Because, okay, there's obviously plenty of race and IQ. There's gender and IQ. There's we don't even, think about it this way, we don't even let women compete in chess matches against men. They can't compete. Men and women are different. But we don't want to we don't want to say that, men and women are different. That would be wrong. We want everybody to be androgynous and exactly the same. And they are just replaced. They're interchangeable. That there's no differences between anybody, and it's just exactly the same. And we don't come from anything. It just randomly happened. And if you have any sort of idea that there possibly could be a creator or some sort of structure in society, then you're either racist, sexist, or you don't believe in science, and you're create just misinformation. And that's really what the situation is. It's bizarre. They don't it's funny because there's two different conversations you're really having, and they don't really want to admit that too. First of all, the question is whether or not there is a God, and whether or not not the Bible is right. Those are two different conversations. Two different conversations. Sorry, I've got paint on me. I've been painting lately. It's an oil-based face, so it's hard to get rid of. Okay, so there are two different conversations that people are having there. The conversation is one, whether or not there is a God. And really, that is a totally different conversation to whether or not the Bible is right. Now, personally, I believe in both. However, that doesn't mean that like someone can believe in one versus the other. It's very strict, because like what they'll do is they'll try to like use whatever ethos or use whatever philosophy they have with atheism to prove that there wasn't any God and there couldn't be an intelligent design, and without any evidence to prove this, and yet then therefore all Christianity is wrong. And they don't do that an attack on Islam, or they don't do that or any other religion. They just attack Christianity. Why? Because Christianity, there's obviously Western society was created by Christianity. Just look around at what was built, and obviously comparatively to society that of the 1950s, where people were more Christian, were more religious, to comparatively now, just in over 70 years, to say that life has gotten, it's quite evident that all the institutions are failing all at the same time, and we don't want to talk about that. And they think that, like, I don't know, magic brought this together. It's bizarre. We're talking about all the institutions, everything from marriage being an institution to the banking systems failing. Obviously, if the next thing is hyperinflation, we don't have any sound money anymore. Everything to the universities are producing masses amount of people that are totally not prepared for it. The ridiculous amount of crime that's happening overnight, the fact that we can't prosecute crime because of race by some sort of new social justice passed, that we can't forgive people. We have to hold people to how would you say? You have to hold people responsible for their ancestors of the father, even regardless of whether or not there was, for example, most I don't want to know the numbers off the top of my head, but it would say they came from Africa in the 20th century. Obviously, they weren't part of slavery, and the majority of it was less than 1% of white Americans ancestors owned slaves. But all white people have to be punished for whatever perceived grievances there are. This is the new religion, and we can't, because we can't find meaning in Christianity, because Christianity is found in faith and found mostly in grace. Yeah, it's the ethos of someone did something amazing for you, and there's no way you can pay him back. So therefore, you have to say, well, if he did that for me, then I must forgive other people. And really, that's the idea of Christianity, is mostly forgiveness. So I say that to say that, like, I'm just shocked at pseudo-intellectuals that don't have any answers, but they don't want you to have answers. And their answers are producing nothing, are really just destroying everything. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, we should really have an open conversation about this, but we don't want to have it. That's why we have the rise of Jordan Peterson. Obviously, Jordan Peterson is, I don't know. I mean, he was great, but I think it was too little, too late for Jordan. He's also Canadian. Canadians have problems. They're farther along with the socialism agenda, so that's a problem. So anyways, I just want to have a conversation about that because ultimately, I really feel for people who, especially people who went to JWs and left, and now they're looking for meaning, and so they jump into atheism. It's bizarre, and honestly, I have to say that I know I talked about Dwight Evans before, but he's just a guy, and I don't want to bash him too much. Whatever, there are some things that I don't like the idea of sometimes of the JW community of where somehow it's they want to belong into something that was ex-JW and become victim groups. When I don't want to be a victim, I want to encourage you to find your own way, find Christ in your own way, and use your talents to help others. So I just want to say that I hope this helps, and I don't know, leave your comments, and if someone wants a live stream or something like that, totally, we'll make time. We'll have conversations, just open conversations about things. And I hope this helps, and continue to pray and continue to read the Bible, and you'll definitely find Jesus. Have a good one.